Today, I'm going to show you an altcoin gem in the cloud computing space that not many people even know about. Are you ready for that? Are you excited? Well, then let's get into it. What's going on, people? My name is Aaron and welcome to UX Crypto. I hope all of you are good and doing well out there. So if you're new to the channel, then you need to be around for the ride to see each other at the top of the crypto bull market. And if you like that, then press that subscribe button, all right? And obviously, if you like it, you know what to do. Press the like without me hitting my mic. But yeah, all right. So as I reveal this coin to you, you should let me know what you think about it. And if you like any other coins and you want to give me some suggestions, no worries. They'll be dropped down in the comment section below. But with no further ado, let's get into the project. So here we are. This is Nuco Cloud right here. And the price is currently at basically 1 cent, or rare enough that. And yeah, if it's actually been through a bull market scenario before. And you can see where it was released near the last bull market top around there. So obviously no hype has actually kind of gone into this coin before, because it released back then, right? But then you can see when the market cap came out, at one point we got to like around 9 million. Okay, so it's never really had a time to shine. You could say it's been through a bull run scenario, but not really, right? So that's something to consider. In terms of circulating supply, we have 50% out, it seems 50%, and yeah, currently have a market cap of 3,600,000. So you know, it's pretty much a low cap gem. All right, so potential could be there. And in terms of exchanges, not on any big exchanges, but maybe you could class this as one. But yeah, nothing crazy in terms of exchanges. So if that was to get listed, it might be a bullish thing. All right, but what is Nuco Cloud? Let me introduce you. So here we go. Nuco Cloud, Skynet, the world's first decentralized mesh hyperscaler. So it sounds very complicated, right? So your launchpad to personalized, ultimate, and decentralized computer power made easy as pie. And look, you've got some nice partners they're showing us already, but we will go through all of that soon in a deep dive. And yeah, they have a recent announcement. So innovation certificate. So what exactly is this? So Nuco Cloud has mastered the first step to receive a special recognition as part of the GOAT program of the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Protection. Really cool. So it's BMWK. Embracing, here you go, ISO Innovation Management. So that's really cool. They've got like an award, basically, right? Pretty dope. And then yeah, okay. So what exactly is it though, right? So together we can reshape the future of cloud computing for the better. So what is the user case and what makes it so much better? By providing your computer power when you don't need it, the global community can benefit. When you're up and need power, you have access to a global network of cloud computing. Very, very cool. So a nice user case. Your one-click fix for easy, more affordable, safe, and sustainable computer power. So what we're going to help with is secure, you get it on demand, community, and sustainable, which is obviously one highlight we keep hearing about. So that's quite good. So this is one thing I really wanted to show you guys. It was very interesting. So for example, you can see the different cloud computing services over here. And obviously you've got Amazon, AWS, you've got Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Render token, right? You might have checked this out from the thumbnail and wondered why this could be competing with it, and iExec and all of these different things, right? ICP as well. And you can see the pros and the cons, right? So for example, in terms of sector, it's obviously in the same sector as Render, for example, but that's GPU rendering. This is cloud computing rendering, okay? So computing. So yeah, very similar, but obviously done a little bit differently. So yeah, hardware shortage risk, there's none because it's cloud, right? And then yeah, it's giving you obviously the other competitors where that might be an issue. And we're green all the way on these right here. So yeah, I definitely think that is quite interesting. One thing I thought was quite interesting was the EU GDPR. So it says yes. And yeah, so in terms of GDPR, if you don't know what GDPR is, it is basically a rule where you can't share certain data. All right, you have to have permission to share data. So this basically is them saying they're compliant. They must be compliant in terms of not sharing data within their cloud portal. That's what I get from that. But yeah, I would love to know a bit more about what that actually is. And it's meant to be a lot cheaper as well. It says price range, right? So this is a lot cheaper version, for example, even cheaper than Render, even cheaper than AWS. And yeah, AWS is actually a really big overhead for businesses when they use AWS. Obviously, you have to use best services for you, right? But in terms of cost for businesses, AWS storage can cost a lot of money. So just bear that in mind. This is a big market. But what about up and coming? So they've got a roadmap, what's up and coming. So all of this stuff right here. And then, yeah, they are going to be launching their mainnet. I think they've actually launched their mainnet recently, so that's very good to know. And then they're going to launch a hyperscaler, so it scales all of their cloud network. So that is cool, and that's going to be coming out Q2 2024, Q1. So something to look out for this project. And yeah, some really cool stuff to look out for. Yeah, you can obviously see that they are building even up until 2025. So, with some good updates hopefully coming its way. This is quite cool. It's showing you how the coin is potentially being distributed. So 70% of all the profit is redistributed to the contributing miners. So that's really cool. And then it says 20% of Nuco Cloud to cover the maintenance cost. Fair enough. And then you've got 10% goes to scientific researches. Okay, cool. So you basically can purchase computer power, so cloud computing power. So how do you want to purchase computer power? And obviously you can buy it with their coin or just with euros or dollars, right? But I think that's really cool that you can actually buy computing power, right? For rendering and GPU power and all that stuff, right? Features that change cloud computing, right? Features. So automatic distribution, very cool. So it's distributing it around the network. So system distributes your calculations automatically to millions of miners who delivering computer capacity to run your project. So monetization and sustainability. So how is the monetization worked out? So monetize your idle hardware and its idle processing capacity as a miner for Nuco Cloud for a better return on your hardware investment and for saving valuable resources. So this is basically where it's not running and it's using cloud computing while your computer isn't running. Very cool. Scalable workloads, costs. Okay, so it's something you can actually scale with as well, and obviously reduced of costs as well. And we'll get into that in a second. And yeah, what are the user cases for this, right? So scientific research. Today, researchers need a huge amount of computing power. Yeah, but they do. You've got data analysis. So obviously you can basically look at data and store it on the cloud and do it with the cloud computer. So artificial intelligence, so obviously it's catering to the AI narrative, very, very cool. So AI, the cloud work together exactly because obviously it needs data to be able to run AI, right? And video rendering as well, right? So very cool. So market forecast, right? This is really cool. So if you look at like the potential market for cloud computing, it's crazy, right? So for example, this is back in 2020, but we're around 2023 now, right? But you can see that, look, the potential opportunity of 937 billion or basically a trillion, right? 2027. So it's a growing market. You can see where this will grow potentially. And if you've got like some lovely team members, which we'll go into and deep dive in a second. And here you go, some partners as well, which we'll also look at in a second as well. So there you go. That is our first pass. I mean, yeah, I think it's quite interesting. Definitely worth looking at this project. So this user case for this is very similar to render, right? So obviously render does quite well with this whole AI narrative, and it's been classed as an AI narrative just because of where is everyone storing their computer power, and render is meant to help with that. And this is exactly what's meant to help as well. So I think, yeah, it's got a really good user case and maybe well placed to being inside of obviously cloud computing and AI. But yeah, but if you want to know way more, and obviously we think this is quite good, we need to go a bit more further into this. We dig deep, right? So let's go and dig a little deeper. The thing I quite liked about this when I was reading this is on coinmarketcap.com, and it's more about it, right? So it says a decentralized cloud solution by Bionic from the University of California, Berkeley, okay? And also some of the stuff it can do. So rewards are miners earn up to 70% revenue share, and advantages are up to 90% cheaper, right? 90% cheaper than alternatives like AWS, right? So that is a massive statement, right? And I think that's really, really cool. Advantages are up to 70% more affordable than standard services such as AWS. You can see where this would actually be quite a revolutionary technology, and obviously is making things cheaper for a lot of people. So it could be, quite good and bullish in the crypto market bull run. Another thing I have done is I've gone back in time. So you're like, what? Back in time? Well, let me show you how I've done that, okay? So for example, there's something called Wayback, and you can check out old domains and old sites from this site. And for example, if you go onto the website and the date was 2020, and this is everything everyone was seeing at 2020. Okay, so we want to just see where things went. So on coin market cap, this is what the price was, and obviously market cap was actually 5 million back then, so you're getting a discount from back then. And you can see what the website was, so obviously a little bit blurry, but you can see what people were looking at. All right, so my main things here is obviously, well, the founder's the same, and it seems to be the same. But then other things are the partnerships, right? Like, so obviously this partnership here, it seems pretty good, but we will go to that in a minute. But yeah, have they grown? And that is the whole point, right? Have they done more in terms of partnerships and all that stuff? But yeah, obviously that's quite cool, going back in time and just checking that out. But what about the team, right? How good are they? Let's have a little look at them. So here you go, the team. We're going to go into Tobias first. Let's check him out. So Tobias, if you look at his experience, yeah, so he's been a CEO before, which is quite good, but no major brands. Let's go into Mateus right here. So Mateus is a data scientist, which is pretty cool. And yeah, he's also a data scientist and AI consultant, so pretty cool. And then CTO of Nuco Cloud, been here for 9 months, it says. And then also Diane Labor, and obviously I don't speak this language, so I don't know exactly what this is, but he's obviously got like experience in project management and things like that. So yeah, it's not looking bad. Then we got Chris Rock. I hope that doesn't look like Chris Rock, but all right, we'll check out Chris Rock, right? Okay, cool. Obviously not the normal comedian Chris Rock, but yeah, we'll check him out. So yeah, he's to also be a co-founder as well at another labs agency, and then some other experience as self-employed, but yeah, he's got co-founder as well, so he's got some experience of being a co-founder, which is quite nice to see. And then we got Razio, the CMO. Let's check him out. And yeah, in terms of his experience, so Ecom Labs is where he worked with the other guy as well, so you can obviously see that. And he's been a founder of another company, and he used to be a UX designer, which that's my trade. All right, okay, so next we're going to look at the partners. Let's get into that. Okay, so here is the partners. All right, they look pretty cool, and it actually looks like they've added a couple different ones as well. So they've got Ledger, and obviously Ledger Enterprise Solutions, P Token, Telos. But yeah, so a couple of those, but one which is quite interesting, what stands out to me the most in terms of partnerships, is this one. And obviously that was been around from before, but I think it's very much something to do with the German government, from what I can understand. So what about the idea? Is it a good idea, or is it a big idea? Yeah, I think the idea is pretty strong. Okay, and the reason being is obviously cloud computing services inside of decentralized spaces is pretty ingenious. You can see how that would work together, and obviously you've got competitors which have done quite well. It can go into lots of different narratives, obviously cloud computer being one, AI, lots of different things inside of technology, right? Because the more the internet grows, which it is all the time, the more this will be needed. So I think it's quite a good idea. What about the website, right? How good is this website? Let's check it out. So in terms of overall, I think the website's pretty cool, but I think there is little things that I would probably improve. But one thing I do really like about it is obviously it's quite clear in terms of information. It's an easy read, and this part here I really like, right? Because it really shows me the pros, okay, compared to some of its competitors. And obviously for someone like me, and maybe yourselves as well, we're obviously looking for diamonds in the rough. We're trying to find the next gems. And then when we're seeing big names of it, like against AWS, Amazon, Google Cloud, and all that stuff, and it actually showing you that this is technically a better solution, right, depending on what you're looking for, then I think this is really good. I really like this part on the site. In terms of roadmap, you could probably, not get rid of this, keep this, but I would probably switch this one, because I care way more about what you're going to do rather than the past. Okay, so something to think about there. So personally, I would move this up, so user cases, right? The reason I would do that is because this is showing you exactly what it is used for, right? So it shouldn't be at the bottom, this should be at the top, man. That's my opinion. But yeah, and this is good because it's showing you the actual growth could come into the project. But yeah, in terms of overall, the site is quite a long page. I mean, you could probably say in less words, and obviously you've shown partners twice here. I mean, it's cool, but maybe have a section for that. But yeah, I like some of it. It's not too bad at all. So the next thing to review is the product, right? Is it a good product? So let's just really have a little look into that. So I'm going to refer back to this part here, right? And the reason I think it's quite a good product, right, is the savings that you can make, right? So literally 70% more affordable than AWS. I think that is great. right? And obviously, stats like that are just really, really good, right? Up to 90% cheaper than alternatives as well. So cheaper, right? More efficient, all of that, right? So in terms of a product being really good, yeah, it's a good product, I would say, in terms of it being better than some of its competitors. And obviously, the user cases are really thinking good as a product. So, for scientific research, so that's like decentralized science. You've got data analysis, artificial intelligence is obviously a massive trend right now, and video rendering. Okay, so you can use this for a lot of different things. So, yeah, pretty cool. So what about the socials, right? Is it getting any traction in socials? Let's have a little look. So in terms of socials, I mean, yeah, we've got 10,000 followers, so it's okay, I suppose. And then, yeah, in terms of is there much interaction? Not so much. Got one comment here and 2.2 thousand views, and then one comment again. Like not so much interaction, I would say, right? A couple of research, couple of comments. So this is one area I think that could be improved on quite a bit on this project. So the next place is going to be coin utility. All right, so let's check that out. So the main things that I can see for utility would be obviously purchasing right here, so you can use the token, but also potentially staking. Okay, so you can see the staking rewards you could get. So you got short-term pools of 50% for 90 days, and then you got 75% staking, 100%, right? So doubling your money technically, but you have to be into that for a whole year. So something to think about there. But other than that, right, in terms of the actual coin utility, I think that is as far as it goes. So something to think about with that as well. In terms of tokenomics, let's have a little look at that as well. So obviously when we did look at this before, it was saying 50%, and obviously just trying to fact check that, you can see on another site, it also says 50% supply out. But yeah, obviously we need to kind of see a vesting schedule, which is not displayed on here. So kind of hard to judge it at this current moment. But yeah, I think having 50% out of the supply isn't bad at all. Obviously we see a lot worse than this in some of the coins we look at, but bear in mind, this is like potentially an older project as well. So yeah, something to keep note of on that. So if you're liking this project, right, and you're really bullish on it, then we need a bullish target, right? So that is where we're going to go, right? And I think there's no other we need to put in this place than Render coin, all right? So let's go straight there. So here we are, Render, okay? And obviously it is one of its competitors, you would say. It was in the list, so we haven't use it. And we're going to do the current market cap of Render and where it is, right? So it's currently at 880 million, okay? So obviously quite high. And can we get it to that? So their circulating supply is 70%, so not that far off either. So something to think about. But yeah, let's have a look and see if we can get it to that benchmark. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the market cap of Nuco of 3.5 million, right? And then we're going to get it to Render. So let's do that in our calculator real quick. Okay, so we're going to do 3.5, and then we're going to times that by 242, and that gives us 847 million. And if we go back to Render, it's 880. Okay, so it's actually below what my target, but you could say just off the bat, even to get below it, right, that is 242x. So there you go, that one's pretty cool, right? But that was just a bullish target. What if you were super bullish on this, right? So we're going to go super bullish target, all right? And what is that going to be? Well, it's back on Render, but a higher target. So we're going back on Render. And what is the target? So we're going to go to all, and we want to see the all-time high market cap where Render went to, okay? And that seems to be at 1.34 billion, all right? So what if we was to get to that? So calculate it at hand, and you can see that Render obviously was at 3.5 million market cap. So let's check the calculations. So we're going to do 3.5 times by 329, and that gives us 1,151,000,000. And if you go to Render, that is similar to here. So well, actually you could go further than that, right? So that is 329x, even if we didn't even make the same all-time high in terms of market cap. So that's quite interesting indeed. If you thought this project was pretty cool and you want to know what I scored this project in loads of different areas, then you should check out my cheat sheet. And here is a little bit of an example of what it is. In my cheat sheet, I have a whole bunch of different coins I've reviewed, and you can see this here. And here you go, Nuco Cloud is now in the cheat sheet. But yeah, and I've got towards nearly 80 coins reviewed, full in-depth reviews for them, and they go into all different categories. This is really useful if you want to try and get a good portfolio, because you can separate between the good, the bad, and the ugly in loads of different areas, right? And as you can see, I've done a lot of research and I've done all these deep dives into all of these coins right here, so you know they are thoroughly researched. Okay, so if you want to get access to the cheat sheet, they should definitely check out my Patreon. Here is the Patreon, and I will see you at the top. Okay, and this is literally giving you the cheat codes to be able to get a great portfolio in the next bull market cycle. All right, it's this accumulation phase right now, and you need to know what you should potentially be getting. And if you want that cheat sheet, this is the place to go. Okay, so the business class tier, and currently only have 2 spots remaining. All right, so you can be part of that, and after these spots are gone, then the price is going to go up. So get in while you can. And what do you get? You get the Moneyball cheat sheet, which obviously I've shown you without the scores, but you will get all the scores and all price projections and all of that fun stuff. You get the full strategy breakdown to how I'm breaking this all down. You've got 2B reviewed list. So this is stuff that I'm looking at, which is going to be coming out on the channel, but video's not out. So obviously, if you want to get into projects early, this is the place to be. And then the VIP Discord, which is really cool. We've got great community in there. We found 2 gems out of this already. Actually, this also came out of one of the Patreons. So yeah, some really good suggestions getting put out there. We just want to be seeing each other at the top together. All right, so if you like that, definitely get into the Patreon. What did you guys think of the project? Let me know in the comments down below. Would love to know your opinions. Don't be shy, you know, just drop me a comment. And if you like this video, please feel free to give it a lovely little like. And if you are new to the channel, press that subscribe button, because you need to be around, and we will see each other all at the top and be very, very happy. All right, if you thought this project was good, you should definitely check out this project right here. And if you had maybe seen that one, but if you haven't, you should definitely check out this as well, because both of those really, really good. All right, so check them out. If I don't see you, I'll see you at the top. Bam.